Hey guys, welcome to another At the Movies as Bianca and I continue going over the Planet of the Apes movies. So we are up to Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of that?
Honestly,
Honestly?
mm,
No, I want you to lie.
number three, right? This is number
Yeah, the
three.
third one, the third one. The one was Cornelius and Zira in
Yeah.
then present day.
I was surprised. I didn't think they were gonna go this route. I thought they died.
Well, to be fair, it was a case where Heston made sure to even to make sure that it ended with no one alive, but then Fox said, "Give us a sequel," and they're like, "Uh." And then they
Uh,
realized, like, well, okay, we already know Brett's ship smashed, but what about Taylor's ship?
right. I was like, how'd you get that from underwater?
Apparently, so. Well, that'll be one of the things that the many different comics version would show that technically Zayas approved of it,
Oh,
or Milo did
hmm.
it under his nose. One or the
Okay.
other. One or the other.
I can see that.
But either way, though, but Milo was a good friend of theirs. Now, if you go by Star Trek Planet of the Apes, it turns out that Star Trek on the Enterprise is what gave him the idea of using the slingshot effect to go back in time.
Slingshots. Uh,
You have to know Star Trek to know what I'm talking about.
mm so honestly, number three was just like a personal favorite of mine.
Same here. Same here, because it's just the two of them, and it has one of my favorite moments that ended up being an improv.
Yes.
Okay, well, first, let's start from the beginning. Cornelius Zira and another ape named Milo. They ended up using Taylor's ship, and when the planet blew up, the shockwave sent them back in time.
And yes, they left their nephew.
Yeah, actually, again, some versions actually had to be he got shot and killed.
Which sucks.
Yeah, like he was going to join them, but then a gorilla caught up to him and shot him.
Oh.
But either way, though, but yeah, they end up in there. Now, of course, they're treated like they're well trained, gorillas. To which you're wondering, shouldn't they be wondering why they evolved differently? But no one seems to question it.
Yeah, I'm just like, you guys are not asking the right questions here.
Yeah, now, of course, I did love, again, I love everything with Zira and Cornelius. And it just, especially when they're testing her and everything. And she's just all, like knows what she's doing. Also, I like that Milo and Cornelius are trying to tell him like, don't talk, don't do any of this. And as it went through, eventually, they're testing us for all the simple stuff. And I love that smirk she gives, which is like, well, she's obviously very smart. It's like, yeah, I'm smart. And then later, it's like, she does like puts a banana up. She then realizes a bunch of blocks, so she has put them up there. Goes up and sits, and then the female doctor's like, "Oh, why doesn't she take it? Because I loathe bananas." Zira, I don't believe this. Again, so many memorable moments in here.
I would have never have figured out the blocks, to be
Well, to be fair, but
honest.
she's used to doing this with humans, so she knows this from experience.
That's right, she's a psychiatrist, and one of the humans is a psychiatrist as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know, and I love then. Oh, but actually, no, I don't love. Then you have the big like, is your wife mad? Zero. Are you mad, doctor? Do not call my wife mad. I did not call her mad. I asked her if she was mad, and I ask again, are you mad? And I like, and I also then love the whole like we could speak, so I spoke, and we can listen to a bunch of juvenile. It's prehistoric. Again, because we love these characters so much, I think that's why this movie's so memorable. Because their line, their acting, everything about this you remember. And then Milo got killed in part. Now the character was always going to die, but he died this early because the actor could not. He was claustrophobic, so they were constantly giving him hugs and everything to help him get through it all. Basically, the case where he thought he could handle it, he could not. But it was too late by that point.
Wimp. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but then of course later, and then it's later then decided that we should. Well, no, sorry, we didn't see them upset, and that's when we find like I'm a psychiatrist too, and I just like that. Like, I like you. Cornelius looks at the be like, I have since the beginning. Like, again, these two have a good judge of character
They
for the
do
most
that.
part.
Though they tend to argue a lot of
Well, they're a
what to
married
do.
couple. What do you expect?
I
But now, given what we went through with the first movie's adaptation, the adaptation of what was going to be the original script, you realize a lot of the stuff from there is here. Like them
ex-
going before a board and everything, and then they speak. Them becoming celebrities and all that.
yeah.
Not all now. That's because things are flipped now because you can just handle the two actors in makeup, and everyone else is in the. It's just humans in suits. But yes, in this movie, where we're also introduced to the doctor that created the theory of time travel way back, and I liked him. I mean, as the like to hate him.
I can now that I finished the movie, I can see why he didn't like his character and how he didn't think it was as
Yeah, because
complex.
by the end of it, he just goes to being two-dimensional.
I think it was around the middle of his arc. I'm like, okay, now I'm just seeing more
Well, when
doing
he's
instead
talking
of
about
thinking.
killing the infant, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
but before we get to that, but yeah, while they're there, they're actually then like they're talking. I just love it, like their name Zira, Zira, like talking to a parrot. A parrot,
Zira.
Zira. I know, it's like talking to a parrot. A parrot. I just love that again. She's like a parrot. He's like what the? And they're like does the now here's where we get the improv line. Does the male talk? Only when she lets me. And the reaction there is so legitimate because it was on the day, and that's
I
why.
was laughing so hard. And the thing is, like, I was like, why is this making me laugh so much? And it's like I feel it, you know? I'm like,
Oh yeah,
this
because he's a husband. Of course, like only when she lets me.
yeah, and then seeing a genuine laugh from the audience, I was like, "Yo, I can tell this is an actual laugh." And Zira the
It's
actress
like,
was laughing too, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this was an improv scene. This is
and
the
I told
best."
her, and yeah, and she was like, I knew it. But yeah, it was.
Oh,
But that was the moment that sold the movie for me. Was that moment there? Now, of course, then they started asking him all the questions, and apparently Cornelius knew we had more access to the sacred scrolls than we let on. Now, I think that's a
yes.
bit of a narrative convenience, but still, would
I
you agree?
mean, they
Would you
try to
agree?
use a lot of those in this throughout the movies.
Yeah, but would you agree with that though? There was a lot, but this in that particular one, you're like, wait, he had access to the sacred scrolls. I mean, I know he was an archaeologist, but I love
Yeah.
that. Like we like who and lived and have lived will live. I love how he's kind of
Mhm.
like stumbling over his words. And of course, like maybe the female knows. Well, of course the female knows. We came from your future. I love how she phrased that. Your future.
We came from your future.
Exactly.
Why are
Like
all the chimps
that doesn't make
British?
sense. The only thing that does. And yeah,
Oh,
but
and
then
he's just an amazing character, how she's just insulting everybody.
I know. And then of course, once they are like, do you know Colonel Taylor? No. Is he a soldier? And I loved it then, but then I loved it when they went back with the doctors, and they are like, there was a moment, yes, when he asked Zira, just to these two, we need to tell someone. And when they explained it, much like again the other adaptation, I like it like, well, but they said like we've dissected humans, we've treated them like pets and animals. It's like, oh, we do the same thing, but that was the right move. It wouldn't have done well. There was another reason. What? They would have asked if he was alive. And is he? Oh no, he couldn't be. And then they said they saw the planet destroyed, which again makes like, oh shit. But yeah, then they become celebrities, and leads to another one of my favorite lines. Cornelius, how do you find our women? Very human.
Human.
Very, that's like, very human.
I was like, that's a good choice for that's a good choice of
I
words
just
you
love
just
how he
said.
looks. It's like, very human.
Because it's explained in the first two movies that they're freaking ugly.
Well, yeah, well, in their eyes, they're ugly, but that's why he's like very humid. But and then also when he Cornelius walks in, sees Zira in the bathtub and all that, it's just like
I
soothing,
was like,
very
"Oh
wet.
my gosh, don't keep in your anger. It's a bathtub. She wouldn't drown anyway."
Right, but I just love it. It's like soothing, but very wet. And then you realize there were never bathtubs in the first two.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What did they do? Bathe in rivers?
I
I
think they did, but I think
Oh no,
that's why.
wait, they can't. They can't. The chimpanzees can't swim. Their
Oh,
bones are too
right.
dense, they'll drown.
Yeah. So again, moments like that, you're like, oh my god.
That's why I was freaking out about her in the bathtub, but then I was also like, it's only a bathtub. She can't possibly drown.
Right, right. But again, there's like I just thought it's like soothing, but very wet. Mm.
And she
But yeah,
also said
then
that
we
she
soon
was
find out
very
that
tired.
yeah, but then we soon find out that she's pregnant,
Oh,
and that's when everything changes.
that little punk.
And then yeah, the doctor then gets her drunk on the Grape Plus, which is an alcoholic beverage.
Is that really the name? Grape Plus?
I think there was. Hold on. Let me see.
Because that would make sense. Grape plus alcohol, one up from grape. It's a plus as
Hmm.
like a joke, but it's so
Or grape juice
weird.
plus. Grape juice plus. It's I think it looks like it was made for that, but I think it was based off of a type of drink.
Hmm.
Oh, it's a euphemism for champagne. It's a
They
nickname for.
allowed her to drink champagne drunk? I
Uh,
mean,
to be fair, she's probably never had alcohol before, so her
I'm
tolerance is
pretty sure
low.
she did because she had a very interesting reaction. Usually, um, hold on, I'm about to sneeze.
Gesundheit.
Hey. So, in the movie, they said that they mostly just thrive on vegetation. Of course,
Sure.
when you end up learning about chimpanzees in this day and age, they are omnivores. So
True.
they don't mind eating meat. So I'm guessing that's why the whole grape plus, grapes,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
whatever.
What's your favorite fruit? Grape.
Grape plus.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lewis and Stevie are the two doctors.
Ah, Lewis and Stevie.
Yeah, which Stevie, that's I told you before, that actress, she was the blonde in the second one, and then she was Caesar's wife in the other two.
Oh,
But yeah, but Dr. Otto Haslin. I mean, when I last talked to you when we recorded the first two, you were only halfway through, and you said you liked him, and you were confused about how it was handled. But yeah, it's like now that you look through it now, do you understand why you could see though there is a complexity to his character, but the movie didn't handle it well.
yeah, it started to die down near
When he's talking about killing the baby, the unborn baby.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's where we're going with,
Now
bro.
I can see why he's probably realizing the offspring of two intelligent apes is going to become intelligent. We already know they're going to take over. And again, he's blaming himself. You got to remember that a lot of this is him blaming himself.
Yeah, I wish they could have showed that more.
Oh, I agree. I wish they did too. But given it is what it is. But yeah, I wish they did because it would have been very interesting to see him the evolving of it. But we had to focus on Cornelius and Zira. But after that, then because then eventually Haslin gets her drunk and she confesses to this thing she told Lewis and Stevie.
I feel so
And
bad for her. She's been used so many times by these people for information.
oh yeah, and
Like, she's pregnant, man. Leave her alone.
well, to be fair, the whole talk about drinking alcohol helps pregnancy, that was true. That's what they saw back then.
That's right. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, ah, shoot, that's right. This is 1970s. But in
Yeah,
actuality, they'd be killing the
they
child.
didn't know that about fetal alcohol syndrome. But anyway, but she only had
Mm.
the two times. but yeah, then but when she did it, she told him about it. It's just like you felt bad for her because you knew then that was the moment where they were doomed. That moment they were doomed. And then the point when that one guy was harassing Zira and Cornelius knocked the tray out, and you found out he died. I'm like, shit. When I first saw that, I was like, shit. I mean, were you the
Ah,
same way?
explain it again.
When the guy who was harassing Zero with the tray of food, and Cornelius knocked it out, and then next thing we know, we saw a
Oh,
knife.
that's right. He died. I'm not like I was like,
Even Cornelius was like, I didn't mean to kill them. He was I knocked the tray out. He was teasing Zero. Please believe me. Oh, I do, Cornelius. But I don't think they will.
and I'm like, dude, you gotta control your temper, man.
Yeah, but to be
Like,
fair, like you wouldn't think that the knife would get him, but it did.
I would. I was like, bro, there's knives and forks. What if somebody got hurt? And I'm like, well, it's a good thing he didn't get hurt. He's probably knocked out. And then, of course, they switch back and he has blood. And I'm like, I thought so. Safety first, Cornelius.
Yeah, but after that, then also Zero goes into labor. The event, and then we meet up with um um
My childhood.
he, I was gonna say was Ricardo Montalban as Armando.
Oh, yes, he's my
I
childhood.
loved Armando.
He still looks the same. What the heck?
And I love it. You asked me to risk life and imprisonment, and I like yes. Well, I tell you 1,000 times yes.
Yes, I was like, yes, let's go.
Yeah,
My
he's a
favorite
owner,
guy
he's a
in the
lover.
Planet of the Apes movie, bro. I didn't expect him to see him here. I
Yep.
was like, you're from Spy Kids. You play the grandpa in
Oh,
the
the guy,
wheelchair.
and he was Khan in Star Trek.
Oh, this man has been in
Oh,
everything.
rest in peace, though. May he rest in peace.
Wait, he's dead?
He's been dead for a long time.
What? Since when did he die?
Hold on.
How long ago was Spy Kids?
Oh, long ago. Don't you? Did you know then by four that the kids were June and the others were grown? 2009.
He died in 2009?
Yes.
No!
Calm
I
down.
didn't
Settle
know
down.
that!
Settle down. But anyway, though, but I also love like anyway, he didn't mean to kill the boy. It was an accident. I love how even he knows that. But yeah, Azira gives birth and they name the child Milo. That doesn't last long, of course. But then once they realize things are going to go wrong, we later find out that Zira swapped the kid and her child with the child of another ape. Now I'm positive if they got away, she would have swapped it back.
I was actually confused of that. Like, as soon as I started watching the fourth one, I was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, oh, she switched the
But they kind of made
baby.
that clear at the end of the third one. Like, so were your mother and father.
Oh, that's right. He was wearing the necklace. And I was
Yeah,
like, listen, Zira, I love you. I love you so much. But, like, I don't know how I feel that you switched the baby.
I'm pretty sure the other gorilla and the gorilla went along with it because, or
Chimpanzee.
the chimp went along with it because otherwise, you know how protective they can be.
I don't
I'm pretty
understand.
sure. I'm pretty sure the female chimp, but yeah, eventually they get chased by Haslin, and then eventually to Zira getting shot, the baby getting shot, which that was brutal. You're like, oh God! And then Cornelius shot him, and then because there were police there, they shot Cornelius.
I don't understand why she would ever give that woman would ever give up her baby. I don't get that.
You mean the other chimp?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because the other chimp understood from one mother to another.
She's like, yeah, I'll sacrifice my
Oh no!
own
Oh,
kid.
no! We didn't know that they were gonna die. This was a precaution.
No, they had a feeling.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. Positive it was a precaution, nothing more.
It's not like she's gonna be raising the kid anyway. Armando did.
Well, Armando and the other gorilla, and the other chimp, they both raised him. But yeah, at the
Mm,
end, we then. And but now here's the other thing, though. I've seen the behind the scenes for all this, and they made it clear. But from 2 to 3, we were caught with our pants down. This time, we actually had an idea where we're gonna go, and we were setting it up.
that I understood from the third onward, which is why I like the
Third
third
to the fourth,
onward.
anyway. Fourth to the fifth, they had a plan, and then it got derailed when the other writer didn't stick around.
For the fifth one? For
Yeah.
the mm,
Now the fourth one, I really like the fourth one.
I think I
Okay,
like 135.
actually, before we get to that though,
Yeah.
let's wrap up talking about the third one. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, so at the end, Milo is still alive with Armando. Zero, Cornelius and Zira are unfortunately dead, as is Haslin, and
Oh.
we are moving on. We don't know where we're going to go yet, but we do know what led to the future. A virus wipes out all pets. So it then decided to make up for the loss of the dogs and cats that they would train and domesticate apes. And when
Question.
you heard that before you saw the fourth one, what did you think?
Before
What?
I saw the first one.
No, the fourth one. Before you
I
saw the fourth
I
one.
mean fourth one. um when it was explained in the first one,
Oh yeah, we
I
didn't. They didn't know anything, so it tells you the scrolls had more knowledge than we thought.
no, I remember them talking about it in the earlier
They
movies.
said the apes kept humans as pets, not humans kept apes as pets. My only guess is I think Cornelius read those ancient scrolls after the first movie. Because otherwise, why would they be confused if they knew that what led to the dominance of humanity? Of the apes, because they didn't know at first.
Hmm.
They thought we came from apes' image, and humans have always been Neanderthals.
I could have sworn they talked about it because I
No,
remember hearing the virus before.
they never mentioned a virus until this. The only other virus was the reboot prequel trilogy.
The Matt
Until now,
Reeves.
we never knew how, because they never needed to tell us this. As far as they, I mean, as far as we knew up until this point, all of the apes thought humans have been Neanderthals, dummies,
Mm.
idiots, and that we came about the way they were. Now, Zayas knew otherwise, but now it seems thanks to Cornelius and
But
probably
they did talk about Caesar before.
no, Caesar was never mentioned either. They said Aldo. Aldo is the name they mentioned, and we'll
They
get to that
made
when we
yeah
get to
they
the
named
next one.
Aldo.
We'll get to that because Aldo's a name you've heard already, but we'll get to that. What's the next one?
Why couldn't they use wolves then?
Well, the wolves died too. They are canine. They got subjected to the virus.
Yeah, but they're different from canines,
No,
domestic canines.
anything that's canine-ish, the canine family.
Okay, why not pigs and horses?
Apes are more susceptible to learning such complex things.
Excuse me, pigs are much smarter than
Well, look.
dogs.
Anyway, it wouldn't work for the story. Come on. But overall, what would you rate this one? I give it a 9 to a 10 or a 9.5.
8.5 for me.
All right.
I had
What do you
so
got?
much fun.
Yeah. This is almost the equivalent to what when Star Trek did Star Trek 4. The similar thing where they came to present day. It seems like when you have a sci-fi idea and you bring them to the then present day, it's almost always going to be good.
Mm.
So yeah, that's our thoughts on Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Tune in next time as we go over Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. See you then.
Bye.